So, what's up, guys? Now, look, I didn't see this video coming, but I'm tired of black jobs. I'm tired of the black fatigue. I'm tired of the stress. I'm tired of just the hood situations that sometimes come with this. Now, when I took a reassessment of the current job or the job that I had gotten a certification in, I'm like, every time I show up, it's always a problem. Who happens to be the problem when I show up? It happens to be black females, black women, whether they want to spend time in the bathroom, whether they want to, to not be on the floor to help out, to carry their load because y'all are working as like buddies on a job who you're assigned with to help carry the load. Whether it is a situation where it's like, let's have a fight out in the parking lot to duke it out. Is there such a thing as black jobs? I didn't realize it till Trump mentioned it. Is there really such a thing as black jobs?
Uh,
Where does that come from?
Black jobs has always been around. If you think about it, way back when we was picking cotton, hey, that was a black job.
hmm It is what it
We had
is.
somebody cleaning the house or watching the raising the babies.
hmm
All those was black jobs. So now I guess they want to call it or bring that back out, but it's always been. It's never changed.
I mean, I never felt what you call humiliated or embarrassed. I felt like I was making an honest living, but I also felt like there's a cap on as to how much I can make a year, how much I can make, by the hour. And I felt like, I don't know if these ghetto chicks was trying to make themselves feel bigger or more than what they were because they would walk in with a certain type of stank walk. Yeah, I said it, and they would kind of elevate themselves to feel
It has nothing to do with
a stink walk.
a snake walk or something. I mean,
Stank,
a
stank.
stank walk.
Uh-huh.
Uh, People are going to be kept. Our so-called people are going to be kept to a certain level,
Okay.
no matter what.
Okay, maybe that's not what I should have used. But what about the energy when, I mean, I've never been told I have a stank walk for beginners, but I try my hardest to pronounce my words a certain way. And no disrespect to any family members that I have that may have came up in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, but I do try to do my best. I'm not from the South, but next thing you know, I'm catching on, trying to blend in on the West Coast. I'm trying to blend in on the East Coast. I'm trying to blend in, but it got me nowhere and I felt disrespected and I'm still making the same level of money. Then you got these black women who's in position. I don't want to say exactly what type of job I had, but
Some
they were playing tricks on me. Why was they putting itching powder in my chair at times?
That's just where some people are, just being bad and wicked people. The thing about it is, I don't care if you're in Hollywood, California, or where you at.
Timbuktu.
Those people are only going to pay you so much money. Now you'll see. Look at the white people over there, and you'll see they're getting way more money than
They
the
getting way more
black people.
money. They being way more respected. They're getting away with way more. But the thing is, I wasn't even trying to challenge the policy. My thing is, I just didn't know that it was so unfair.
That's
Even when the
that's that's not a policy. That's black jobs. That's what it is.
uh okay, well now I'm in a position to have an opportunity to go back to school and make more money. How do it's not considered a black job, and that's strange, y'all. Like I said, I never even knew. Did you even knew that word? 'Cause it, you know, this is
No, what
weird.
word?
Like they say, you got to put a label on stuff. I didn't even know black jobs existed until I kind of looked around at my surroundings. I'm from a small town, and I felt like I could only go so far. Being a young black girl, like, oh no, you can't do this. You can't have a job like that. You supposed to start at the bottom of the bottom. Then I get out around my surroundings. I have an opportunity to move out of state, and I see that black people in other states are actually doing things outside of Black jobs. This stuff is still confusing and it still catches up with you. But I'm trying to go back to school, which I do plan on. And I want to come in the door making a certain amount of money, if the Lord willing. How do I take that opportunity to focus on myself and try to help myself, my family, my well-being? Because I don't depend on no man either. Because that can get a little tricky sometimes too. But that's a different subject. We're just keeping it on Black jobs. But what I'm saying is, how do you stay focused on just trying to better yourself with how society has built you up to feel like you don't belong, you can't do better, you got to outwork them, they're
Black
always
people,
going to make more.
black folks ain't controlling nothing. And any of these major cities that's with it has a lot of black population in it. It's still gonna be the black man on this side,
Hmm.
and the side that you don't see, the
Hmm.
ones behind the curtains, is still gonna be the ones running the game. So the one that's out there that they putting their face out there,
Okay.
that's a black job. The ones that's hiding behind that's the white job.
I have felt that
It's the same thing.
because
It's never changed. It's always been that way.
walking through the hallway sometimes of my job, I have seen I don't know what type of pictures that you call those, like oil paintings, so to speak, like to take it back that far. Those are the ones that are represented. Those are the ones that's reminded when you are stepping into those businesses, the way the furniture looks is taking you back to remember you're here, we're here. It's like a constant reminder. So it's always embedded. But what do? You need a job. I don't want to live in a tent. That's never been my desire. I've always wanted to be able to help my family, help my husband,
E-
help my kids, be helpful.
Even in the game of sports,
Oh Lord.
I'm sure you all heard, hey,
Hmm.
uh, what they say, shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
Okay,
Colin Kaepernick.
so where is that putting?
Wait, no, is that LeBron James? Okay, LeBron James.
Well, I didn't I'm trying to mention no names, but
Okay.
anyway, I'm sure everybody heard of that. Shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's letting you know that you
No
have
matter
a
how
this
big you
this is your
get.
black job.
Okay.
Don't go overboard. Don't go overboard. Don't get it twisted. So it's always been black jobs, still going there, whether it's in sports, sporting, woods, whatever, acting, whatever, regular.
Physician,
Yes, it's always gonna
um,
be. Yeah.
inventor of the traffic light, or whatever accolades you have done. Shout out to Black History. What do we do though? Because I almost feel like
Look
crying.
around. It's not hidden. Look, if you look around, you'll see it all the time.
Was there anything wrong with wanting to better yourself though?
No, you don't control that though. You just think you do,
Mm-hmm.
or people will tell you that you can. But as a wholeheartedly, you can do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's still gonna come out to the same thing.
Y'all, and don't forget, like,
Mark my word.
when those of y'all who got kids, grandkids that's in school, whether it be middle school, high school, please know this, that when they have interaction with those counselors are not always telling them or giving them, the giving them what? The belief or the know-how or the tools to work with. Use YouTube the best of your ability, because they quick to tell you, you need to be a janitor. I remember even showing up talking to my counselor and wanting to get in imaging, like CTs, radiography, imaging. Oh, and there was a black counselor actually that told me can't do it. But see, his mind had already been transformed. But at that time, I didn't know. And to that day, it took some work to put that out of my mind that I can make more than. I mean, he was putting me in a category. I felt like, now, y'all, this was some years ago, but I felt like I was being put in a category to make $30,000 a year, and that's fine. But these are the same ones that's not going to help you when you need help. You cannot live off of $30,000 a year, yo. Even if you are just by yourself, single parent, you just can't. And I'm just putting it out there. Talk to your kids, talk to your grandkids. They may not get it at that very moment, but they will eventually. So when we put into the minds, you can be whatever you want. Set the bar high. So if they don't make $100,000, maybe they'll make 80.
And that's the system has to be changed to do that, and
Okay.
just keep instilling your kids' name that hey, you got to change. Now they can be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
We got to change the system, or it's always going to be like that.
How do you change the system?
That's a
I
lot.
think it starts at home, though.
Well, it does start at home. Like I said, you're trying to put this in your kids' mind that this is way or
Yeah,
this is the
because if
things
you
you have
put
to
it in
do.
your kids' mind, then they're gonna pass it down to their kids, and then
Dr.
that
Claude
becomes your
Anderson will give you the
shout out to Dr.
to
Claude
that.
Anderson.
He'll give you the tell you how to do that.
Economics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
economics.
yeah. Listen to him. That's one of our founding fathers. Like that's one of our ancestors that we should take heed to because y'all, we don't have this figured out. We don't. I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60. 70, because you got grandkids, you got grandkids that's still involved in this shit. I don't care if you're in your 80s, we still a part of this cycle, and as long as we here, we still have something to pass down. But
Have to change the cycle. Has to change the system.
what
You
do you
have to.
what do you think about when people say, oh, you can't teach me nothing that you ain't experienced? I mean, I got my own opinion about that, but
You
what
got
is your
people
opinion?
out there saying they ain't never even experienced racism.
Shout out to y'all, know
And
who
I
that
know that
is.
ain't right because it's all around you. It's in
Oh
the air.
Lord. Okay.
Racism. It shows you.
Yeah.
It shows you all the time. So I don't know what
It's a
they were thinking as a
facade. I
person.
don't know. I don't know either. But y'all, yeah, we ain't gonna drop that name. I already covered him on my other channel. Tasha K, matter of fact, mentioned him too, though. But my thing is also it starts at home. But with the advent of so much information out here, I don't think we sometimes are taking advantage of that like we should. With 24 hours in a day, how many hours do you need to sleep? How many hours do you need to like study on outside of what your 9 to 5 might be? How much time are we giving to God? How much time are we giving to prayer? How much time are we believing in reconciliation? How much time are we believing in the power of prayer, that prayer can change things? How much are we believing that we already do hold the answer within to actually act on that intuition that we have been blessed with? And I understand not everybody has common sense. Not every person has power of discernment, but what can we pray on in order to manifest? I ask God, Lord, these are my strengths. These are my strengths. I laid them out. Them strengths was based on what I already knew I had. Them strengths was also based on what people have shared about me. I prayed on those and I said, Lord, I need you to lead me into what my next profession is. Sometimes I wonder how many jobs does the average person have in a lifetime? Now, going back to my grandfather days, he did not graduate high school. I think he,
It's gonna happen. That change is coming,
but he wound up taking very good
and
care of my
ain't nothing
grandmother.
gonna hold it back.
So there's different changes that this society is going
That change, that
through.
society is gonna
So we're
change.
going through another
It's
one.
gonna happen.
We talking about Medicare. We talking about Medicaid. We talking about Section 8, y'all. Things is changing. But I do feel like it is too bad that sometimes we are so against each other. We are. When I talk about black jobs, those who do have the black jobs have experienced that. And then once we get to a certain level, we won't even share common information for someone to elevate their life, to take it, to bring it along, to take that information to pass on to the next person. I have no problem with researching, but my gosh, what is wrong with connecting a dot along the way sometime to give some information so a person can build off of that? I have no problem with that, but a lot of people do because they want to see themselves in position. So what, you driving a Range Rover? So what, you driving an Escalade? So what, you're able to wear, like I'm having to take like from what these YouTubers be wearing because I'm not in those stores.
The winds are
Amari,
blowing.
Amani, I don't know even know if that's the name.
The
I know the name
winds
Gucci,
are blowing
Louis Vuitton. Where they blowing to?
to a better life. Watch the winds.
But what happened to the information being passed down? Why are we not doing that?
It will be done. It shall be done.
People won't even, like, say for instance, you going through a natural process with your hair.
You
People won't
can't
even tell
say
you who to care
you
for your
can't
hair.
save everybody. You're not
But
gonna be able to
why
save
hold back
everybody.
the information if you know something?
Those are the people who's gonna be disposed of because of that. The lack of information.
Don't give up, y'all. Share what you know. People out here, they want to charge so much money just to share something, but you'll be surprised if you just say, God bless you, Jesus loves you. Pray. It's true though. Pray. It'll be revealed. Pray that God will put those people in your steps. Pray that your steps will be ordained by God to come into contact with these people. I understand sometimes we may not have a job where we're flooded with outside people or a community of people. I understand. But I'm telling y'all, as a true believer, God will place those people in your life
That's
and
the
use
black
you to.
job. That's the black job that's coming from God.
What?
That's the black job
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be coming from God.
What is that?
That's going to be the most high powered God, job,
That God can
black
bless you
job
with. Okay.
that you know.
I shall wear a crown. Y'all, we have been taken through some things. We have some things
He's
have been
not going to continue
questionable.
that to happen.
When we like, yo, when we gonna get a help, God? God, do you see us? I believe he does.
Think about it. He
I'm
got some black
understanding
jobs
here.
that he's waiting for us, that he's putting out there.
I shall wear a crown.
And that's going to be the job of all jobs. Call it what you like.
I shall not be moved. Y'all stay in your rightful place. Do not try to conform to these carnal ways that are out here. It is not worth it. Y'all see what's happening. Hollywood is falling apart. Those who wanted a job or be able to rub elbows with the who's of the who's. Be true to who you are. Stand for what you know and truth to power.
Peace out.